Spa Francorchamps is in CarX Drift Racing Online. Now, is it really? Well, no, sorry, it's actually not. It's a custom map, so I apologise, my console players, my console viewers, you will not be able to get this map. But if you're on PC, go into the description, go and join our Discord, and you'll find it in the map section. If you do want to give it a try yourself, go ahead, go and grab it. Guys, you can see this map looks incredible. For a port, this map is insanely detailed. It's been done really well. So thank you so much for the person who ported it. You know who you are. It's great, and it was excellent racing around it too. Great detail, I will say. Beautiful looking map, especially with these graphic settings, if you ignore the abyss hanging off each edge of the map from the forest. But the car choice today for the event is the S15. There was 5 choices for the car lists. We had quite a few. I chose this one, and without wasting too much time, here is the tune. So we've got a 12cm spring length, quite a soft suspension setup all around. Dampers are just quite in the middle, really, slightly below the middle too. Nothing too crazy, nothing too elaborate, just kind of in the sweet spot. Quite a balanced build for suspension tuning. Got the trick that we showcased in the previous video for the RX-7 going on with the roll bar setup even. That just helps it turn in more at high speed, which, you know, Spa is a high speed grip track, so it requires a lot of cornering speed, and that's what we've opted for there. Works really well for rear wheel drive cars. I did not talk about as well the new settings that have been added in. I haven't really touched those, they're just as is for suspension, but yeah, you can see the wheels right there. Nothing too crazy, just kind of the standard wheel setup too. A bit of a high tyre pressure build as well. Here's the gear ratios if you do want to try it for yourself. As I said, link in the description as well for the tune, because I've also put the file in there for Kino mod users. If you do want to just download the tune, it's in our Discord too. So yeah, that's the tune, and without further ado, let's get into the video. So kicking things off with the qualifying aspect now of the actual event. So for qualifying, we had the fastest start at the rear, so the fastest qualifying to keep things interesting for the actual race will begin at the back of the grid, and the slowest will begin at the front of the grid. Now, I'm sure you'll say, well, hold on, you can easily exploit that by people going slow on purpose. Well, that's quite hard to do when you've got 14 to 13 people watching you at all times, plus a live streamer too. So good luck trying to exploit that rule. Plenty of eyes watching at all times. And yeah, so I was the first person to begin qualifying. As you can see, I was getting lined up right there to begin my outlap. An outlap is basically when you have to start from the pits and then you come back around to cross the line, and then that's when your actual qualifying lap starts. So in case you didn't know, that's effectively all it is. So it's quite self-explanatory once you get into it and know what it is. So now we're finishing off that outlap. We're heading into the final few corners of that lap. So as you can see now, we're on the back straight, the massive straight that is on Spa. It's a very beautiful track, as I said at the start of the video. As you can see, with these graphical presets, it looks beautiful. Now, this is one of my favorite braking zones in the whole of racing. Very, very late on the brakes if possible, and meet that apex and you get rewarded really well for going through the bus stop, meeting both of the apexes, getting a nice exit to begin my qualifying lap. Let's see how it goes. Why not, shall we? So starting it, boom, just looking for the braking mark, and we meet it perfectly. Look at that for the apex. We hit that beautifully. Good exit too. Nice and long first gear, not too long, otherwise we won't have any power, but long enough to where we can hit on the power nice and quick. And you know, we've still got a bit of traction. We need a bit of traction to get out of that corner, minimize the wheel spin up through Eau Rouge. Doing pretty well there, maintain a lot of speed, keep it obviously going, because this is where you make up a little bit of time as well on this straight. Making sure you get that exit right on that first corner is paramount, I will say. And it shows, let's just say, in the race. So look for my braking point on that corner. We've managed to do it, a slight bit of a slide on, but we do manage to meet apexes quite well. Could be better, but we do quite well through there, you know, without being too overly critical. And again, hitting that apex quite well. It's a late one, make sure you got to hit it, and we do. Swinging it round now through these fast flowing sweeping corners, and it's going quite well too. So it's looking like quite a promising lap, this one. Let's see how it goes though for the closing section midway through now. This is a really hard corner, don't underestimate this one. Double apex, 2 late double apexes as well. Managed to hit all of them through there. It's quite good to see when you've only had a few hours of practice. So I haven't had long to practice, I will say, but it's one of those where the more you play it, the more you get used to this track, the more it rewards you with better times, more consistent laps. And that's the thing, you know, it's a 15 lap race, so a slight apex miss here and there isn't going to cost me too bad as long as I keep it consistent. It's important not to go max attack right away in an endurance race, but of course in a qualifying lap you need to kind of go max attack to really benefit from a faster lap time. But in this case it actually won't help you because we're starting at the back of the grid. But heading in now to the bus stop section. I don't know if you can hear the ice cream van in the background, but hey ho, ice cream van is outside my house but crossing the line, and it yields us with a time of 2 minutes and 2 seconds, so it's actually not a bad time around Spa. You can see MOTHERBOARD there beat me by more or less 1500, I believe, 1500. So it's good to know that I did quite well, and it's also good to know that looking at the list, I won't have a ice cream van starting ahead of me. So I'll take that. I'll take that indeed. Now that I'd finished my qualifying lap and all the other races have finished theirs, we began with a safety car lap. Shout out to Typical for being the safety car driver. Big shout out to him because I know he wanted to participate potentially, but he's a very laggy person, let's say. The guy uses a VPN, unfortunately for him, so it is quite difficult for him to maintain clean racing unintentionally without ramming into people, but it is what it is. Another shout out to Get Good Gaming as well. His Twitch is in the description. He was live streaming this whole event, so go and check out his Twitch, go and see what it actually unfolded like from his point of view. He had a really good race as well. Let's just say it was quite intense from the mid-pack perspective. I did watch it back myself, so yeah, big shout out to him. Go and check out his Twitch. Cool person, very vibey guy. He's more of a drifter, admittedly, but hey, he came by, he stopped by, tried that out in the grip racing. He does like grip racing. Never really done it though in CarX drift, so yeah, good guy. Check him out as I've said. So, kicking things off now, we've lined up, and yeah, you can kind of see the grid formation. I was going to say quite a good mix of cars. It was mainly just S15s. There was one Viper, that was Latatus, using that car, and we had, I believe it was unnamed player 2, using the Audi R8. We did have quite a selection of cars for people to pick from, but the S15 just proven to be a good car yet again. You know, the S15 is just a godlike handling car, and it's really quick, so it makes sense for a lot of people to end up using it. It kind of just became the meta of the lobby, unfortunately. I did try and diversify it, but it is what it is. Proceeding to warp into hyperdrive, as you can see now. We began the safety car lap, and you'll be able to see there was quite a few issues that happened. We had a few crashes on the safety car lap. Not a so safe safety car lap, believe it or not, but yeah, just speed run through this really quick, just to kind of show you kind of what it looks like. No overtaking if possible and all that sort of stuff, let people go past through. Now what happened was when we got to the final corner of the track, you know, the safety car pulls over and the race begins, so you'll be able to see that now. Hyperdrive disengaged, no more hyperspeed, back to reality, back to real-time racing now. So heading into the final few corners, the last chicane, aka the bus stop, very infamously known for its incredible braking zone, we begin the race. So as you can see now, I've put a lap count in the corner for you guys. I know you guys wanted it in previous event videos, so there you go. You'll be able to keep track of how many laps we're on now throughout the race as it progresses. So into turn number 1, instantly contested from Metagross there from behind. He's looking up the inside, going through Eau Rouge. Quite a difficult one to really go 2 abreast through, so he backs off a bit there. Still got to get good out in front, just leading ahead of me right now. Gonna try and see if we can get him actually going into the big braking zone that is known at the end of this straight, if possible. You know, he was only 2 seconds slower than me. Still a good driver. Up the inside now, he's left a bit of space, and we take him on the brakes. So it was a good clean move. He commended me for it, which I was quite happy with. And yeah, we're through, you know, and we've got more trouble just ahead. Went off there, I think it was Latatus, so I don't really know, can't really see. The screen I'm looking on, quite small, but we get 2 overtakes on that corner. People just not really keeping the line on the apex, so it allows me to kind of just slip up the inside, as you can see there too. Just went up the side of the R8 there, left the space, just simply moved up into it. Nothing crazy, just keep it in the inside section. You can see how difficult that corner is for some people. I mentioned it before, it's a very difficult double apex, and not a lot of people can get it right. It's a difficult track, man, I will say. Difficult corner, but we managed to master it compared to other drivers, and we've literally moved up, I believe, like 5 or 6 positions in 1 lap. It's kind of insane. Now looking at, I believe, 3rd place just ahead of me in his S15 or in her S15. It depends. If we can get this move, we do. And yeah, it was questionable from the other driver in the S15 there, just hitting into me, but we managed to make it through, and you know, it's okay. Wasn't an issue, wasn't much friction going on there. So heading into the bus stop, big braking zone, just look for a braking point there. Managed to pull up nicely onto the apex. Try not to go too deep inside. You can see there's red, almost red tubes on the inside. If you hit them, unsettles the car. Don't want to do that. Doesn't feel good. So you can see Metagross now looking up the outside. He's managed to battle his way through the pack behind us, and now he's looking up the inside on the switchback. Manages to take it. Props to him. Great overtake on me there. Very cleanly done. Another excellent driver. Part of the speedrun community. World class, I will say, for what this game can offer in the community. Good guy. Great racer. And yeah, really puts me through my paces when we're against each other every time. So great overtake from him. But we're going to be looking to do the same again. Can we get him on the same corner we took over Get Good on? Up the inside, leaves the door open. 2 into that braking area we got there. 2 overtakes. Great overtake, I will say, from myself. Looking up at the race leaders inside if possible now. Just letting them kind of have that space. We know we have the inside for this corner. Hold on the inside for the apex. Show them out wide. Let them travel more distance around the corner. That's what the outside does. The inside, less distance travelled. So you kind of hold a quicker line. You don't have to turn in as much from what it seems. So we just managed to get through and we're out in the lead at the minute, so that's great to see. On lap 2 we've moved up 12 positions because we've got 2 race officials in this event, so we've moved up 11 positions on lap 1 and 2 to first place. So it kind of just goes to show what practicing can do in this game. It's really difficult to race in this game given the physics at times, but it's very good. And yeah, we managed to get first place, so can't complain. So heading on to the back straight now on the end of lap 2. We're going to see if we can maintain this lead going into the bus stop. And one of the things that I managed to practice a lot on to get as good as I am around this track is just simply knowing the racing lines, knowing the braking points, knowing how much you need to turn in, how little you need to turn in, when to get on the accelerator, to getting a good feel of the car, because this track's obviously not a vanilla track in the game itself, so you're not going to be able to practice on it often. So it's quite difficult to get a gauge of pace, quite difficult to get used to, I guess, the dynamics of it all, really. But that's what the qualifying and that's what practice kind of had to yield for us, just managing to understand the track. And some of us kind of got a grasp of it better than others, and then some of us were still struggling with it. It's not an easy track spot, I will say, as I've said beforehand, with some corners, but you know, it pays off if you can practice it. It's a great track. It's one of the best tracks in the whole F1 calendar, one of the best tracks in the world, period, in my eyes. So I can't really complain the fact that I'm doing as well as I am at the minute. Still in first place, going around these swooping chicanes, fast corners, fast apexes do go a bit wide there, but we managed to keep it composed, keep it nice and chill around this corner here, nice and tight, bit of a slide, just making sure that keep it stable. There's no need to put us under any pressure if we're not under pressure, because we're not. Metagross is still quite some distance behind us now, so just making sure that we kind of keep it nice and concise, nothing too much. As I've said, there's no need to go max attack, really, not instantly. If you know you're quite decent enough and you're quick enough around the track, there's no need to really push it enough to really maximise lap times. The most important thing to do, I will say, is to just keep it composed. Make sure you're actually hitting apexes. That's the best thing you can do. Consistency will win you an endurance race. You know, you don't have to be a fast time attacker to win endurance races. What you will find is that if you can keep it consistent, you will tend to just beat most people inherently anyway, because lots of people kind of go all out and they make those mistakes on the early laps and then in the later laps too, trying to catch up by pushing it even further. And if you just kind of keep it, you know, in 4th gear, not literally, but in terms of your own ability, you'll find that you manage to kind of just pull ahead of everyone anyway, just down to consistency alone. So heading into this lovely first corner again, meeting that apex, lovely. Favourite word of today, apex. And oddly enough, it brings me back to that main question that you guys want me to kind of talk about in newer videos coming out. I've noticed that a lot of you in the most recent poll said that you want me to do videos on how to be faster at the game altogether, and you know, it's about hitting those apexes, and the best way to do that is looking for your braking markers. So for example, coming into this long straight now, coming off the back of it even, you see that I brake on that rumble strip there on the left, just right on it, just afterwards actually, when it initially starts. And once you kind of map out a memory of certain objects, certain visual things around the map, around the track, it could be a tree that sticks out a bit more than another tree that's next to it, it could be discoloration in the tarmac, it could be something really small, or just something, a gut instinct that is quite consistent for certain corners. And when you start really understanding those elements of racing in any game, guys, I'll be honest, not just CarX, you'll be able to meet apexes a lot more consistently now, once you kind of nail that down. And again, it just comes down to track knowledge, and obviously getting a feel for the car when you're able to brake, how late you're able to brake, versus too early and not early enough. So it's all about balancing it all together, and then once you're able to basically do all that in one, you'll tend to find that you start meeting corners a lot better, and your times will be faster too altogether. And I will make videos like separate to this one about that sort of stuff, so I won't be talking about that too much in the video, but I'm just going to give you guys some tips as well throughout this video. As you can clearly see, I'm hitting my braking points quite well, you know, as you can clearly see I meet this apex here going into the bus stop once more, and it's all down to that sort of stuff. So if you're wondering how to become faster at the game, it's mainly just track knowledge and understanding that sort of stuff. Racing lines kind of come as a bonus to that, you know. As you can see, hit the apex there, the flow of the corner kind of just takes me around it. So it's literally that simple. If you manage to do one thing, chances are another thing will kind of fall through with that too. So as you kind of just nail one element of racing, you'll tend to find another one will follow. So anyway, moving on to the next lap, you can see Matt Gross behind me too. And yeah, so at the minute, I'm just literally leading the race. Not much competition, but things may change. I'll just keep skipping ahead. Maybe I'll probably skip to the next lap about now. And it's just more of the same. I'm still out in front, still leading the race. I did make some more ground, but not too much. Matt Gross is still there. He's still behind us, but yeah, it's basically more of the same stuff. And at the minute, mid-pack is quite competitive from what I was hearing on the voice chat. So you've got the likes of Gumner participating in the event, if you couldn't already see, when the players in the lobbies were showing, and yeah, they were doing good work there, so shout out to them in the middle of the pack, smashing it, doing really well. And we've skipped ahead to lap number 14. You only have the powers to do that if you're part of rough races, to traverse the 4-dimensional time planes like that. So if you want to join our team, you want to gain superpowers, you want to be able to time travel, boom, you know, apply on the Discord. And as you can see, I've managed to skip ahead, time warp. So there's a reason why I skipped to lap number 14, and it's because this is the lap where we will start to see potentially the beginning of an end for me. Who knows? We'll start to see back markers, as you can see on the map there, 2 of them on the map, just going around this corner as I'm currently on now, the big sweeping right downhill. So it's going to be an interesting one on these last 2 laps of the event. Will I get taken out? Will they contest me throughout the remainder of the final laps? What will happen? Will Metagross take the W? Will I end up retiring from the race? Will I end up losing it? We'll have to see. Because yeah, anything can happen with back markers. I don't know if you guys watch Forza YouTube videos, racing videos, you come across some back markers in some racing games or anything like that, you just get absolutely taken out. Some of them just don't know what blue flag means. Blue flag means just simply move out the way, race leaders approaching, so just drop off and let them through. So heading on to the last lap now, out in the lead into the first corner. We can see the back markers diving into that corner too. Make that nicely done, I will say, nicely done on that first corner. Been loving that first corner throughout this event, been taking it really well. Only missed apex once, I believe, so really good. I enjoyed it so far. Heading through Eau Rouge for the last time. We can see one of the back markers, the first one of 2 on the back straight just ahead. Will he let me through? Let's see, let's find out. So You can see on the map he just drops back, he lets us pass. Thank you, sir, thank you for letting me through there. Greatly appreciated. Doesn't apprehend us, doesn't cost us any time. There's a myriad of ways that a back marker can slow you down, and I will say that one of them could be purely by accident, and another one could be intentional, of course, and then the other one, especially within CarX and its amazing and most beautiful servers, is, well, desync, as you can see there. Nearly got killed, but thankfully we didn't. But that could have literally been the end of it. That could have been the end of my race. I could have been done. All our fighting for the last 45 minutes to an hour had been pointless if I desynced off the track there. So that would have been, oh, it would have been horrible. I'm happy it didn't happen, but we managed to maintain that lead there. We managed to get past the back marker, but he's not leaving us alone. He's still trying to challenge us and catch up and, you know, not be lapped, so to say, which is never the right thing to do as a back marker, guys. If you're about to get lapped, just let the race leader go through. Don't slow him down. Don't cost him a potential victory. But yeah, anyway, going into the bus stop for the last time now, heading off of this last little sweeping left corner. We make a good braking point there. We meet it, nicely done, and hit the apex perfectly. Bring it round through the final corner left, and what would you know, we take the W. We managed to secure ourselves a lovely and beautiful first place W. We take pole position around the Spa 15 lap endurance event. So I will say big shout out for everyone that participated. Thank you so much for being a part of this great race. Great, I love hosting these events and I love being a part of them. So now that the race is finished, we're gonna head over to the results. So as you can see, I came first, so well done to myself, I guess. Very tough race, I will say, battling through the pack in the initial first laps, and then obviously got MetaGhost in second place doing the exact same, being sick, being an awesome guy, and then you've got Ray as well, Ray in third place. And you can see the rest of the results too, you can see the rest of the guys behind us. And yeah, if you do want to participate in future events like this, guys, check out the link below in the description to join our Discord. That's where we host them, that's where we recruit them. So yeah, guys, I'll see you in the next one. Like and subscribe if you want to see more content like this. So peace out.